What's going on, party people? My name is Solomon. I am an artist, and thus I go by Solomon the Artiste. Don't mind me. So in this video, I'm still speaking about the whole LA to New York thing, yada yada yada. But it's interesting. I think when I really started to think and have these thoughts and started to converse with people about them, about what I wanted to do next, Big Brother was listening in and recommended randomly a video by this totally awesome girl, young woman rather, Kelly Stamps. And so obviously her moving to New York video popped up. I think it's her most popular video on her channel. And it actually popped up quite a few times, and I'm really not that guy where just because YouTube recommends something that I watch it, I just ignore it and go to whatever I'm subscribed to and watch that. But finally, when I made the definite decision that this is what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave LA, I decided to watch her video even though I don't exactly plan to move back to New York. So I watched it and I enjoyed it. She is hilarious. I doubt that she's watching this video or watching or is aware of who I am or whatever, but you know, Kelly, if you are watching, you should do some SNL or something. I don't know, you're really funny. But yeah, I really enjoyed her video because it was informative but in a comedic way, but also because, side note, she actually, let me look this up real quick so I can say the right name. She reminds me of a cartoon character, not in terms of looks, but in terms of the way her voice sounds. She herself described her voice as being monotone. I don't know if it's so much monotone per se, but, or maybe it is, and in my mind when I think of monotone, I think of dry eyes, you know? But, crap, what am I looking up? I forget, oh yeah. Let's see, is this the right? That's actually the name. I thought that couldn't be the name. So she reminds me of Jane Lane, Daria's best friend. Does anyone remember Daria? I hope you guys do. It's a fantastic animated series, which I actually own the whole DVD box set because I love that show so much. But her voice, her tone reminds me of that, and I think that's subconsciously another reason why I'm like, oh, let me watch her videos, because I watched a lot of her videos. But starting with the moving to New York video, I watched it and I thought it was really interesting. I giggled a lot watching it because of my being a born and raised New Yorker. All the things that excited her and whatnot, I just knew that it was going to be a matter of months before she realizes what the deal really is. And sure enough, you know, the next video to watch was you know, the month later update on how she regrets moving to New York, and I was like, damn, a month. And I watched it, and it's interesting. I think because I am a born and raised New Yorker, the things that I guess sort of annoyed her in New York, for me would just, it's not to say that I enjoy them, because no, nobody enjoys an annoying roommate. Nobody enjoys having to work a multitude of jobs just to survive. But I guess because I just know those things to be, in my mind, they're somewhat normal, which I guess maybe is not a good thing per se. But additionally, I myself have never had to deal with those things, again, because I am born and raised in New York. Now, something I've always said, and I think it's because I knew these things, I've always said that if I am going to live in New York outside of my, you know, childhood home, I am going to be owning the home. I'm not going to pay rent to some other landlord when I could be offering that great deal of money to my parents to help them with the mortgage or to help them with whatever else they want to use it for, you know? I'd rather do that. I'd rather give back to my family, give back to my parents who, you know, did so much for me as their son, you know? So because of that, and I've actually done that. You know, what I did was I was able to, you know, and I've lived, I think, in like every part of that house. Like, I was able to, I'd rather rent out the basement and just pay them the amount of money for the basement, or rent out the entire top floor. The house is relatively big in New York, and I sound like a spoiled brat, I promise I'm not. But rent out the top floor and just pay the money for that, as opposed to paying that same money for, you know, a small bedroom in someone's apartment in Brooklyn. And it's funny because here in LA, like, I'm looking at her bedroom, the bedroom that she had moved into, you know, when she first got to New York, and I'm thinking, damn, like, I know that it's bad, but in my mind, my mind is sort of warped now, because living here in LA, I have an entire studio apartment for $1,000, you know, and I can only see her bedroom obviously via camera, video rather, but I estimate that my apartment here in LA is a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 times the size, and that's including the bathroom and the kitchen. You know, so I was kind of like, well, dang, I know that things get pretty tight in New York, but damn, you know, I haven't had to experience that myself. So, and I also know that if I were to like actually decide, let me go rent somewhere in New York, I would definitely need to have a roommate, and I don't mind having a roommate. You know, living here now with my cousin is totally fine. Granted, we're cousins. We know each other, we understand each other, and we're in the same field as actors and what have you. So we understand each other's, you know, way of life very well. Yeah, but what was the point of me bringing up deciding to do this video? Oh, so yeah. But it's interesting. Again, I think it's sort of a New Yorker thing. We know that these crazy things happen around us, that people are just weird. And granted, all those things exist here in LA. You know, there are some very odd people that I see out here, and it's like, it just is. And I think it's the New Yorker in me where I'm just like, okay, you're a weirdo. Well, I just won't make eye contact, you know? Yeah. So, my whole thing is, I still would choose New York over LA, to be honest. I really would. People are weird there. Yes, there are a lot of weird folk there, as there are here in LA, but most of the people that are weird are not New Yorkers, as are the weird people here in LA, not native Los Angeles folk. So, but what I will say is that in respect to those people, there's a realness, a sense of authenticity that exists in New York that's not here in LA. Please don't fight me, but it's the truth, you know? Like, the way I describe it is that in LA, people will stab you in the back. In New York, they will stab you in the front. That's the way that, there's no other way to describe it, you know, as far as I can tell. And, but yeah, I brought up Kelly Stamps additionally because it was interesting to like see her excitement to move to New York, and I feel like she did everything right. Remember earlier I said, like, if you're gonna pick up and come to LA, you know, be prepared. You know, it's best if you don't have any debt. It's best if you take the time to ensure that you have interviews or whatever set up for jobs or whatever, you know, contact living situations beforehand and all that good stuff. Those are all the things I did. But what makes things different between someone like myself and someone like Kelly Stamps is that I am an artist, in the sense that this is what I'm trying to do for a living. I forget what she said her job is. I feel like it was something to do in aviation. I could be very, 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 very wrong about that. I feel like she said that in one of her videos, but whatever it was, I don't, as artistic as she is, as comedic as she is, I don't think that she's aiming to live a life as an artist per se. And so, and if I'm wrong, correct me. Kelly, if you happen to, I'm sorry, you don't like to be called Kelly Stamps. If you are watching, correct me, feel free, please. I would love that. But either way, it's a completely different thing if you're moving to one of these places, whether it be LA or New York or even Atlanta, as an artist versus anything else, really. And that will take me to my next video. I'm gonna end this here. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless. Peace.